Here are random thoughts that I think of on the bike, part 1, uphill edition. I bought bin bags the other day and realised I bought them just to throw away. The person who proofread Hitler's speeches was literally a grammar Nazi. First person who heard a parrot speak thought all birds or animals could speak. We don't know how many smells our noses chooses to ignore until we go away and come back. Finally, Universal Colours make pretty comfortable kit. Cheaper than the rest, all good. Not sponsored, would like to be. Boom! Random things that I think about on the bike. Part 2, flowery edition. You will never know what it smells like underwater. I cleaned the vacuum cleaner the other day. Does that make me a vacuum cleaner? The S in the word lisp is particularly cruel. If humans could fly, we'd probably consider it as exercise and not bother doing it. But finally, wine gums are a much better alternative to energy gels. Much tastier and cheaper. Not sponsored, would like to be. Boom! Here are 5 things that I hate about other cyclists. Ooh. We'll go straight in with an easy one. Uber Eats riders. Nothing more to say. People who think it's okay to run a red light because you're on a bike. People who can see you dying on the hill and shout full gas and sprint past you. Full gas! I don't care. People who don't wave and say hello. Knobs. And finally, people who don't support British brands like Atticus and go for other ones instead. Support your own, man. Go local. These people are doing good things. Not sponsored, would like to be. Boom! Here are 5 facts that you didn't know about cycling because I just made them up. The guy who invented the cycling jersey originally called it wearable Tupperware because he found somewhere to store his snacks. The guy in charge of headwinds was banned by the UCI for doping and now takes it out on the rest of us. Squirrels are secret assassins employed by car companies to take out cyclists. Every saddle you buy is 0.5% less comfortable than the last one, meaning you get further and further away from your most comfortable saddle, which was your first one. And finally, Tharia's mystery boxes are probably some of the best in the world. Socks, snood and a cap, 25 quid. Out with the old, in with the new. Not sponsored, would like to be. Boom! Things about group rides that give me anxiety and stop me going on them. Riding with people who are dangerous make me feel uncomfortable or feel very crashy all the time. Having one of those rides where my bladder doesn't quite know what to do and I have to take like a piss 15, 20 times. What is up with that? Why does it happen? Not knowing enough about my own bike, how much it weighs, what it costs, all the wheels, whatever, I don't care, I'm riding it. Staring at a stranger's butt for like 3 or 4 hours. And on that note, being out for 3 or 4 hours. Somebody might have seen one of my stupid videos and think I'm an absolute tool. Either me not having anything interesting to say, or them not being interesting and me not wanting to say anything to them. Wearing the wrong kit and either sweating or freezing. Not knowing the route, so I don't know when we're getting to Cog's Coffee. Best coffee in town. Not sponsored, would like to be. Boom! All right then, I'll jump on the bandwagon. Here are Oasis songs for cyclists. We'll start with an obvious one, shall we? You gotta roll with it, you gotta take it time, you gotta... I like the taking your time bit. How about for all my mountain bikers and gravel riders? I'm a rock and roll star. How about for all those heroes who do the route planning? Yeah, you got a master plan. Any chance you could share it with the rest of us? We've got a fucking clue what's going on. Don't worry, e-bikers, I'm not leaving you out of this one. She's electric. Yeah, she's electric. And for the guy who reaches the coffee shop first and doesn't have to get the round in a champagne supernova in the sky. Yeah. And for those of you like me who like to crash a lot, slide away and give it road rash. And finally, for those early morning rides, there you go, Oasis songs for cyclists. Not got tickets, would like them. But ranking how cool different types of cyclists are, both on and off the bike, from least cool to most cool. Alright, down to the bottom, e-bikers. Sorry guys, but with all the tech in your bikes, you probably knew it was coming anyway. Next up, we have mountain bikers. Don't at me, this is for your off-bike use of cycling clothing. You can only at me if you're not wearing a Fox t-shirt right now. Next up, roadies. We might be a load of cycling wearing douches, but at least we know how to get out of it when we get off the bike. Not quite the top yet, but next I'm going BMX. Let's be honest, every kid wanted to be one, and every adult still does. Wish I could do a tail whip. And top of the list, fixed gear couriers. You know, the mental ones, dashing in between the traffic and everything. Mad road skills, mad bike handling, and insane drinking skills afterwards. Get in. I know what you're thinking. What about gravel bikes? Yeah, what about gravel bikes? And in case you're thinking, well, I ride a different bike that didn't even make the list, don't worry, you're still cooler than those kids who ride around on e-scooters. Boom! Things my wife loves and hates about me cycling. We'll start with the hates. I reckon there's more of them. Sweaty bib shorts. Being out for like 3 or 4 hours, maybe more. Covered in grease and oil most of the time. Flipping bikes everywhere. Trying to explain my FTP. I don't even understand it. I'm old now, so I injure myself a lot. That's annoying. Early morning rides, trying to find everything, walking around downstairs in clippy-cloppy shoes. Getting back from a long ride. Too dead to go to my mother-in-law's. Not on purpose. The amount of money it costs. These stupid videos. The fact that I have no friends, so I have to tell her about my epic rides. Not knowing if I'm going to come home, whether she's going to have to pick me up from A&E. Again, I have the body of a 14-year-old boy. The fact that I nick all of the kids' snacks for ride snacks. In particular, the crepes. Perfect size to fit in your pocket. Easy to eat on the way. Pretty tasty. If you can find the Hershey's cookies and cream one, even better. Not sponsored. Would like to be. Right, let's move on to things she loves. This won't take long. Calves. I never skip leg day. She gets rid of me for potentially like 4 hours in a day. Bib shorts. You know what I'm saying? I reckon that's about it. Boom! Here are things that you do when you get back from a ride. Well, at least I do anyway. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. Stand in the kitchen, by the fridge, near the bread bin, anywhere where you can get food and eat all of it. Get out the foam roller and pretend you know how that damn thing works. Spend like an hour going over the Strava data and wondering how your mate got 0.5 faster than you when he drafted you the entire way. Must be using a Wahoo. Don't worry, Garmin, they'll find you. Do some yoga and stretches that you once saw in a YouTube video. Might do something. Edit the photos to within an inch of their lives, adding every single filter until you look more pro, more skinny, and your bike looks more epic. Yeah. Think of a cool caption or title for your social media or Strava post. I don't know, something like, just a simple Tuesday, or just popped out for a coffee. That you've ordered on this one, grab that protein shake because recovery is important. I don't really drink them, but if I do, I always go for the Vela Forte ones. Pretty tasty, not too bad on the gut, not sponsored, would like to be. Boo! Here are reasons that you should definitely not commute to work by bike. Riding to work 5 days a week and going on the weekend means I needed extra kit. Look at that bad boy. Now I know how much you hate buying new kit, so that just ain't gonna work for you. I know how much you love that winter zone 2 training. Oh, it's such a beauty that one is, isn't it? Look, I'm afraid I don't have to do that anymore because I get all my zone 2 riding to work and back. You have to ride your bike every day, and as a cyclist I'm always complaining about having too much time to ride my bike. Now because you're getting all this extra exercise, you'll probably feel the need to quit the gym. And unfortunately, there's no mirrors out here to take those selfies. That's a funny one. I know how much you love sitting in traffic, and riding to work on your bike means that you don't get to do that because you travel through parks, old railway lines and cycle paths. Absolutely gutting. And finally, commuting to work by bike probably means you're going to have to buy a new one. And I know how much you hate shopping for and buying new bikes. There you go. Commuting is definitely not for you. Stay in your car. Here are things that have got better and worse cycling over the last 10 years. We'll start with the things that are better because that feels more positive. Cycling infrastructure. Yeah, I know it's crap still, but it's definitely better. The second-hand bike market. I mean, this thing, my fixed gear cost me 120 quid. My Canyon Endurace, 500. You can't tell me that's not a bargain. We're definitely not where we need to be, but the sport has definitely become more diverse over the last 10 years. The aluminium bike frames. My Canyon is the first aluminium bike frame I've had in ages. All the rest of them have been carbon fibre, and I've got to admit, I like it more. That could be something to do with the 500 quid. Podcasts, YouTubers and influencers. I mean, I'm going to do more on this, but when I first started, it was just the OG, Francis Cade. Now, tons of them, and they're doing fantastic things for the recreational side of the sport. Okay, let's have a look at some of the things that got worse. Prices. 15 grand for a bike. You kidding me? Does somebody ride it for me? Bidons, water bottles, whatever you want to call them. They all flipping leak now. Attitudes towards cycling. It's like it's trendy now to hate cyclists. Like hating Coldplay. Subscription models. Don't get me started on this one. It's got a whole separate video. Last but not least, and maybe one of the saddest ones, is local bike shops. There used to be 3 near me, and now there's none. Sad times. Here are cycling YouTubers, podcasters, and content creators that I think you should check out. Woo, it's getting cold. Winter is coming. We'll start with the OG, Francis Cade, and Cade Media, now with Jimmy and Emily. Amazing bunch of people doing podcasts, videos, guides, documentaries, all sorts. Definitely worth checking out. One for the trainer for definite. Next, we're going Thomas Martinez, aka the cycling tattooist. Thomas has recently moved to Portugal and goes on some amazing rides with some fantastic groups of people. Really, really nice guy. Seems like the guy I'd quite like to ride with. Thomas, if you're listening, let's set it up and then get inked afterwards. Right, I'm probably going to say the name on this one wrong, but the next one I've got is Duncan Covey, cycling from England to Australia and doing an awesome job of keeping us all updated on the way. His videos are awesome. Next, I'm going for a fairly new one for me, Benjamin Chapman, aka Benjamin the Chappers. He's appeared quite a few times on Francis's videos and has modelled for a few different people. A guy who looks annoyingly good on a bike and makes really cool videos. Looks like a good guy, someone I'd like to ride with. Next one's Tony Fawcett, aka Nout Daft. What a guy, absolute beast on the bike and hilarious. I just want to ride with this guy because I reckon it'd be a good crack. Another new one for me, Dan Jones, aka Dan JJ on Instagram. Dan's short form content is ace, really, really cool. He's got a really cool style, and actually I really like the guy as well. Seems to be really getting stuck in and just embracing everything he's got. And my final one is Chaz Christensen, aka Not Chaz on Instagram. What an absolute legend. Used to be a courier, absolute shredder, has the coolest fixed gear bike I've ever seen, ultra racer, and all around good human. Chaz, if you're listening, I love your artwork. Do me a helmet, dude. It's freaking awesome. So as we hit the winter, you're about to hit the trainer. Now you've got some videos to hit up. Go and enjoy. But here are some of the dumbest things I've ever bought for the bike. We'll start with one of the dumbest and one of the most expensive power pedals. Who do I think I am? What am I going to use that data for? An entire box of energy gels. How am I going to use all of those? They all went out of date, I had to throw them away. I once bought a pair of bike shorts from Aldi. I know, right? Rain jackets, loads of them. All of them leak, boiled in a bag, horrible things. Giro knit shoes. Nothing against the brand, but man, sweaty in the summer, freezing in the winter. Now being downgraded to only being used on the trainer. I bought a gravel bike because I got inspired by all the cool videos I was watching, and then realised there's no gravel anywhere near me. I bought a bar bag 2 years ago, and to this day I've only ever used it to grab the sausage sandwiches on a Friday. Finally, an endless supply of water bottles. Why do I keep buying them? The orange bar bag is out, and that means one thing and one thing only. It's Friday, the sandwiches have been ordered, and we're going to collect them.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Phil.
Have a lovely day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, I've got my sausage sandwiches. Get out there and treat yourself and smash this weekend. If you are riding, wrap up warm, it's bloody freezing.